Good evening, everybody. I'm Ryan, back alongside our meteorologist, Joel Fritzma. He was out of town the past week, but we got him back on Monday today, so we're going to rock and roll with our briefing here tonight. This is our Monday Night Weekly stream to talk about the upcoming week of weather. So, welcome in, guys. I got a faint echo coming through on my end, Joel, from the audio on your end.
Was that?
I got a faint echo from your audio coming back through on your end.
Gotcha.
Got Ashley in here. Got Kim, Cindy, Dawn, Julie, Robert, Rebecca, Ashley, Nathan, Trisha, Tommy, Angelina. What's up, guys? Let's go ahead and dive in to the upcoming week of weather. We have a roller coaster week upcoming. So starting with the temperature forecast on your screen here based out of the Lansing area, we do see temperatures today in the 40s, but tomorrow and especially Wednesday, a warm back up, perhaps low to mid 60s across the state, maybe sneaking upper 60s, very close to the Ohio-Indiana borders. After that time period, though, Thursday, Friday, we start trending back down into the weekend. And to start next week, we are looking at cooler temperatures, but an overall warmish spring week here. Average temperature in the mid 50s, not bad. But we have some rain and some snow chances to talk about centered around the Wednesday time period. Let's go ahead and dive right on in. This is the US map of the European model. Precipitation, we're going to watch a system develop off to our west here. Come Tuesday night, we see that low pressure developing across the plains. It's going to dig and dive northward here as it strengthens. As it moves our way, it'll pull up warm and moist air from the Gulf into the Great Lakes region, and that will fuel chances for both rain and snow, perhaps some strong storms as well for the Wednesday time period. So going ahead and take a zoomed in look at the upper Midwest, we're going to see that system moving in during the morning hours on Wednesday here at 11 a.m. We're seeing our first snowflakes in the UP, in the northern lower, perhaps our first raindrops. As we move into the afternoon Wednesday, 5 p.m. here, the snow picks up, as does the rain, and that low pressure sitting just off to our west in Illinois may spark some development of severe weather. We'll talk about that in just a second here. But first, we have snow to talk about. Looking over here at how many hours of snow we have to get through. Again, starting Wednesday morning. Let's go to Wednesday at midnight, right about here, 11 p.m. The snow is still ongoing, so a good 12-hour window of moderate to heavy snow for portions of the UP. And then as that system moves out into Thursday, a change over to snow for all of Michigan is likely for Thursday morning. So perhaps some severe weather late Wednesday, and then by Thursday morning, some snow. So kind of like a two-part system, so to speak. But speaking of that snow, we have a long duration snow event. We could see quite a significant portion of accumulation in the western part of the UP. Models here going a little bit more aggressive with over about 8 to 12 inches of snow in spots across portions of the UP. So pretty much we're going to say all of the UP is expecting some form of snow. It should be heaviest in the central and western parts of the UP. Further downstate, we don't see any snow to start the Wednesday into Wednesday evening, but by the time we get to Thursday morning, we start seeing that changeover into perhaps some very quick inch or two of perhaps slushy accumulation there for portions of central and northern lower Michigan. But again, that's not going to be a very heavy amount. It's just going to be maybe enough to slick up travel for your Thursday morning commute. No more than that. So what are we talking about with our forecast for snow, and also diving into severe weather here in just a second? Our forecast for snow currently on your screen, 5 to 10 inches in the pink zone across the western and central parts of the UP. Further to the east, 3 to 6 in blue, 2 to 4 in that medium blue, 1 to 3 in the aqua color there, all the way down to about that West Branch, Big Rapids area. Further south, trace to an inch there. That's because we're having that second part Thursday morning that could change over to snow. Nothing significant is expected with that. All the higher accumulation will be in the UP, especially central and western portions of the UP. But we also have severe with this system. The SPC going ahead and placing us, I say us as in Southwest Michigan, in a marginal risk for severe weather. It extends from roughly Ottawa County through Grand Rapids, down southwest to Lansing, down southwest Jackson there into the Adrian area, and then back south and west to Berrien County. We notice that yellow slight risk has been added there by the SPC as well. It does include portions of Berrien County, but currently as we sit, it is not in the state of Michigan. If it is, it's just a very small sliver, like a mile radius there. No big concern for a slight risk upgrade at this time. We'll have to kind of see how tomorrow's models play out and kind of update our thinking then. But right now, a low-end risk for severe weather exists here. What are we talking about for severe weather? Let's go ahead and dive into all the ingredients. So first and foremost, the only model that is currently loaded is the NAM 3 model. Into that Wednesday afternoon time period, we're seeing a band of storms developing in Iowa and Illinois here. That is our eyes. That is what we're kind of watching as it moves our way here Wednesday evening. So by the time we get to around Wednesday at about 7 to 8 p.m., we're starting to see some arrival here of some of those thunderstorms in the southwest part of Michigan. Let's go ahead and pause it right there and go through what ingredients we have. We talk about the SLIM method. Shear, lift, instability, and moisture are 4 main ingredients for severe weather. Let's go ahead and talk about our shear first. Let's pop open the severe tab. Let's go ahead and click on shear. There we go. Look at how much shear we have here across the state of Michigan. This environment is very highly sheared. Much like our system we had back this weekend, this system also is very highly sheared. Shear is no problem. We have a lot of it for these storms, so check that off your list. Going into the instability part of things, we do have a small corridor, once again, of limited instability. Not a lot, but perhaps just enough to support an isolated severe wind gust or two, perhaps a brief tornado as well. No major concern at the moment for large hail, given the environment at hand, but wouldn't be shocked if we have maybe an isolated hailstone here across the region or two, but overall concern for hail is not very high. So wind, main risk, tornadoes, secondary risk, and then the very low risk of a large hailstone as a possibility there in western Michigan area. Now, as far as overlapping ingredients for wind shear and stability, we do have the composite. We call it Supercell Composite. Pretty weak in nature, 1 and 2 across western Michigan here. Not a very high probability as we kind of see here on this graph. We're seeing the low end here, 1 to 2 there. It goes up all the way to 50 for reference. So not a very high end environment, a low end threat for severe weather come Wednesday evening. And finally, the moisture aspect of it, our dew points are going to be stuck in right around the low 50s, perhaps 52, 53 in spots. That's still not what we want to see. We want to see it close to 55, 60. 50 is not really sufficient, but if we can get some more moisture to train in here, definitely a possibility we could end up with a little bit higher threat for severes. So again, overall risk is a low end risk, not very high at this time. Damaging winds, your main concern with any storms that do push into the region, followed by a brief tornado threat, given we have quite a large amount of shear. Going into the long-term future, though, taking a peek at next week, look at those temperatures. Winter, if you want to call it winter, returns here with low to mid 30s of temperature forecast for Lansing based on the European model, but also peak to end the month here. We're seeing upper 70s potentially a long way out, but potentially another warm up on the horizon here. So all is not lost for you guys as spring lovers. We do have a return coming for you guys soon. That is your week ahead. Past that midweek time frame, we're not really tracking any systems. Should be a pretty cool, dry week overall after the system passes through. We're dry Thursday, we're dry Wednesday, dry Friday, dry Saturday, perhaps a brief passing shower on Saturday. I'll keep an eye on that. Shouldn't amount to much, but overall a very dry week before a system moves in Sunday night. That could bring us another round of rain and or snow. All right, Joel, did I miss anything?
I do not believe so. That was a pretty good rundown right there.
Awesome. I do want to mention one thing I just thought about that I did not mention, and that is your wind gusts. Wind gusts, while it's not going to be as high as we had a couple days ago, back in the past weekend here, we do see potential on Wednesday for gusts up to 30, maybe 40 miles per hour in spots, especially across the UP. Up here in the UP, will have the highest wind gusts, and maybe southern lower Michigan. We'll have to keep an eye on that as well. But do expect a gustier Wednesday afternoon for you guys here. We are not looking at 50 plus like we saw over the weekend. Should be solidly between 30 and 40 for most. We got
a reminder coupled with that wind is going to be that snow. So again, right now winter storm watches are in effect. They are scrolling at the bottom of your screen for portions of the UP. Those could be, or they probably will likely be upgraded to at least a winter storm warning. And given the duration of winds over a longer period of time on Wednesday. We could see a couple more blizzard warnings pop up. I would not be surprised if they did for central UP, probably like Marquette County, Baraga County, and portions of Dickinson County up there in the UP. Yeah, right there in central UP there is Ryan showing on the screen. So we'll have to watch out for that over the next couple hours. And again, we'll have an alert map out here shortly after the stream is over with.
Let's go to chat here. We got a lot of you guys in here watching. Welcome to the stream, guys. Good to have you in here. Might be chasing in Michigan on Wednesday, Drew says. Yeah, we'll have a lot of chasers out Wednesday. We already have discussions going on who's going to target where. So we'll have you guys covered as always here at MSC. Joel and I, perhaps Caleb as well, will be on the stream desk, so to speak. We'll have everything covered for you guys. And it's not going to be an all-night event like it was the past weekend. Should be a pretty limited threat to the afternoon, evening time frames. New software good now? Yeah, ever since that stream we cut out like 5 times, we haven't had any problems. So cross your fingers and hope. If we still have problems, perhaps new internet in the future, because it does appear to be an internet problem. So we'll get it figured out eventually. But yeah, if we end up dropping anytime, give it like 20 seconds or so, it'll reconnect. Ryan, can that marginal risk expand into Southeast Michigan? So for right now, I'm going to say a low chance for that happening. And that's due to the unfavorable timing of this. We're not really seeing an instability plume, so to speak, or an axis of instability push further east. So it should be confined to the southwest portion of Michigan. If the system speeds up, that could change. But as of right now, thinking is highest threat off to our south and west, but south and west will have the highest threat here in Michigan.
There is a... We talk about this a lot in the summer, Ryan. The capping inversion coming into place. Even though it is already cold outside, again, the lapse rates are significant for at least some marginal hail, marginal wind gusts. But once you get into that nighttime time frame, the temperatures at the surface are obviously going to cool down. That's going to allow for a warm nose kind of just above the surface there. That kind of acts as like a stable layer, cuts off all that juice that gets pulled into updrafts, and kind of kills the storm chances altogether. So, again, the later we go into the evening, Wednesday night into Thursday morning, the chances for a severe storm will dwindle considerably.
Another question here from Summer. Any chance the marginal spreads includes Lansing? Let's go and take a peek at the map here. I believe it's pretty close to Lansing. And again, minor shifts, definitely a possibility here. But as Joel and I have just mentioned, as we get later on in the evening, those storms will push further east. But as we get later on, the environment becomes less and less favorable. So I do think it's a good placement here from the SPC. We also have our forecast. I don't have that pulled up, Joel, if you want to pull it up. Actually, I guess you can't, or maybe you can. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't really do that.
Okay. I can actually pull it in here, perhaps. Let's go ahead and cycle through that. There we go. So that is going to be our severe weather outlook there. We do think it's going to be limited, pretty much in agreement with the SPC, to about the Holland area, Kalamazoo, Niles, Coldwater, perhaps over to Jackson as far east there, but it should be pretty confined to the south and west portion of Michigan. So we'll see how it trends. And going through our hazard maps here, I think we're loaded in here. Yeah, here's your wind, same areas, up to 5% risk there. Hail risk, same thing, and then a tornadic risk, very, very low, but not zero there across Berrien, perhaps Cass County. Let's go ahead and pull back up the snow map for you guys.
This comment was, I don't see it here in chat, but there was a comment on Facebook earlier asking how is it going to snow in portions of like southern Michigan, southeast Michigan on Wednesday when the daytime temperatures are supposed to be well into the mid 60s. And that is, again, that is your high temperature for the day. So it will start really warm during the day. And as you get into the overnight period, that cold front's going to swing through. And it's going to allow for those colder temperatures to move in. It'll be kind of a wet snow, a melty snow. And again, we don't have any significant accumulations for southeast Michigan, but it's enough to at least perhaps see a couple isolated snow showers.
Yeah, and also keep in mind during the day on Wednesday, we're getting 60s down here across central and southern, but in the UP, we're 30 to 35 degrees up here. and that's not going to change to the UP. And as Joel just mentioned, that cold front comes through, and bam, there's our cold air, and that's where the changeover to snow happens. So we're going to be in the 20s, high 20s, low 30s come Thursday morning. 30-degree difference. Summer asks Joel, why didn't you bring any warm weather back from Tennessee? That is the biggest
Sorry.
question.
Yeah, my final day in Tennessee was on Friday. The high temperature was 81 and partly cloudy. There was severe weather that was blowing in, obviously, with that tornado outbreak in the south. But as soon as I came back, the first day here, 35 in snow. So I guess I'm the warm weather deflector. Although when I go out of state, that doesn't kind of happen. So
And the crazy thing is, for you guys who are regular viewers here, it seems like whenever one of our staff goes out of state, we have severe weather. Think Chandler back on May 7th of last year. He was in, was it New York
Boston.
or New Jersey, Boston? We had May 7th, the outbreak, 4 tornadoes in southwest Michigan. And then 3 days later, he's still out there in the East Coast. We had generational aurora. So that was a very difficult time frame for Chandler. But Joel now leaves for Tennessee, and we have a couple severe storms. So it seems like every time we go out of state, we're getting severe weather.
yeah. You posted a suggested app for weather alerts for phone or iPad.
Before you
We
answer that, Joel,
recommend
before you
sorry.
before you answer that, we had a problem. The emergency app was down again. We had numerous people saying it was not working. We got to find a new app.
Interesting.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So usually recommended is the emergency app by Red Cross, but we've had numerous complaints over it. Not our app. It's not ours. We can't control it. But I would recommend the FEMA app at this point. The FEMA app will alert you just the same. It's a government app as well, so I would recommend downloading that. People have also recommended AccuWeather for alerts, Weather Channel. Again, we don't like to recommend apps for like severe weather outlooks or forecasts, but for the alert side of things, they'll do.
How has the echo been, Ryan? I turned you down on my end, so
I can still hear just a tad bit of it.
okay.
It's not terrible.
Okay. Just trying to figure out how I'm going to be able to do this without headphones. If I'm going to be standing in front of the green screen at some point.
We can work it all out this week. I have a lot of stuff we need to go over when we're
Yeah.
done here. Hint, hint.
Maybe this is the opportunity for me to get some AirPods or something.
Something.
Small.
Hey, they actually work. I got them all the time on me.
hmm
Any questions, guys, about the upcoming week of weather? Feel free to drop it here in chat. While we have a second, we can always scroll through our sky cameras here that we have across the state. We got Harbor Beach there with a beautiful view looking over Lake Huron there. Got some nice colors there with the sunset be on the right or left side of the screen, facing west. So we also have the wrong way. We have the Dearborn cam there. Oh, yeah, check that out. Nice sunset there on the Dearborn cam. And we also have the Burton cam as well. That's going to be a beautiful sunset here in a few minutes if that continues. It's going to reflect on the clouds. We also got Burton. So we'll have more of these cameras coming in the future. As always, courtesy of Gargin Technologies. Would they reschedule the weather drill this week? There could be severe weather. Very good point. They might. It is on the 19th, and that is also Wednesday. So we'll have to kind of play that by ear. I'm not sure if they're going to delay that or reschedule it or what's going to happen with that. We'll keep our eyes and ears out for anything, though. We'll go live again tomorrow at 7 o'clock for a briefing for the severe threat on Wednesday. So do expect another do expect another live stream for you guys tomorrow evening.
I was near one wildfire in Tennessee, yes. It's like 10 miles away.
Thank you, Ashley, for becoming a member for the 11th month here. Almost a year now. That's crazy. Thank you, Ashley. Appreciate you following and becoming a member and supporting us.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley.
Any questions, guys? Feel free to drop them in chat. We are at your disposal here for a while.
Someone asked about Aurora for tonight.
Aurora for tonight. I did see a KP4 alert go out. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna switch my screen while I start searching stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Dearborn cam. And while that's on, I'm gonna search for the Aurora and see if I can find anything real quick. Haven't had any new data off one of the satellites for a while. I'm gonna check the other one.
When will our sinus headaches go away? They're just getting started. We're just getting into spring.
The pollening is yet to happen.
Yeah.
As for the Aurora, low chance. I don't see much anything going on tonight. There's not a very big field, charged field, so to speak, for it. So I'm going to lean more so on the side of no.
The TLDR of Wednesday's severe weather is all hazards are possible, but very low for all three. The most common one's going to be a mixture of damaging winds and hail, very low end tornado threat. But we cannot rule it out, especially if you live pretty much in Berrien or Cass County. That's going to be your most favorable thermodynamics for a brief spin up on Wednesday night. And again, the peak timing for anything severe is going to be pretty much after 5-6 o'clock time frame on Wednesday through about 4 a.m. But again, with nighttime coming, again, sunsets before 8 o'clock or right around 8 o'clock right now. So it only allows for a quick 2-hour, 3-hour period where you have your peak instability going on out there. So really, peak timing for severe on Wednesday is going to be about 5 to 8 p.m. That's going to be confined to Southwest Michigan.
How does Grand Rapids look for Wednesday? You are technically in the risk for severe weather, although I would argue that it's probably highest off to your south. If we kind of compare SPC here, we see Grand Rapids right in the line there. It is within a 25-mile point, so it would include you. With our forecast, though, if we go back to what we were kind of calling for, we kind of brought it down further below you. We think the risk is highest, especially across like the Kalamazoo, Niles, Coldwater area.
And our in-house forecasts were actually released before the mid-afternoon update here, so it's likely that you'll see our in-house forecast kind of shift up a little bit as well tomorrow.
I think Joel just got this question, but Wednesday is not an overnight event.
I mean, technically, if you consider through 4 a.m. overnight, then yes, but again, peak timing for severe is going to be that like 5 to 8, 5 to 9 time frame when the sun is still up.
Right. Storms will arrive in West Michigan around that 7 p.m. time frame, according to the model. We'll see if that changes. Let's go ahead and run that through as far as we can.
Sorry, there's a question here from Rachel asking, when would you guys consider Lower Peninsula severe weather to be over for the year? I moved here in 2019 from New Jersey. Really, our peak severe weather season here in Michigan is going to be anytime between really here now and mid-March, end of March. And then we kind of have like 2 seasons where it's mid-March to about May, early June time frame. And then it's kind of just a gradual summer of just on and off severe weather, mainly with symptotic events. And then you get back into the fall where the temperature differences are a lot greater again. So that'd be really, I want to say back end of July through end of September, even to early October. That can be our second season here. So we kind of get those instability popcorn storms in between, and then every once in a while a symptotic system or two. But yeah, when we have those stronger systems, it's usually March through May, and then end of July through end of September. I think at least that's what I've seen in the years past. Ryan, I don't know if you have a different opinion on that.
Yeah, we usually have our season begin in March. Our peak season, though, usually is the month of the end of May, all of June, and the start of July. And then, like Joel said, it kind of picks back up late July into August, where we kind of have the heat of the day type of storms where it's so hot in July and August. You get those pop-up type popcorn storms. But our peak months, you can say March to right around September, October, all throughout that period. But I will say this as well. We can and do get severe weather outside. We've had tornadoes every month of the year, including January, including December. So it's not impossible to get severe weather year round. Obviously, you have to be warm enough for it, but peak March to about September. Joel, since you're back, any chance we'll get Joel and company on Minecraft soon?
There's a chance. Probably not tonight, but maybe end of the week after the system kind of makes it through and we get back into a slower stretch. So stay tuned.
We're kicking around an idea here. We could do a members only stream late tonight. We'll see how that goes. But YouTube members, we may have a late night SPC watch party for you. Again, not confirmed. We're just kind of kicking that idea around.
For those who are curious, we do have that Twitch channel now. It's going to be twitch.tv/MIStormchasers. That is just another way you guys can watch our streams anytime there's severe weather or a briefing like we have right now tonight.
Let's go and take a peek back at the cameras here. We got the Harbor Beach cam, looking a little coloresque out there. We got the Dearborn cam. Holy cow. Nice sunset going on there. And then also we got the Burton cam. Nice sunset there. Nice glow going on across the state. I like that a lot. Any other questions, guys? Because if we're going to be done with questions here, we're going to pop out and get to work on stuff we got to get. Stuff we're going to have to work on here. We got to make forecasts and stuff tonight. We got to do a lot of different stuff. So we'll have an updated forecast package for you guys tomorrow morning for the system, including snow and severe. So stay tuned to the page for all new information. I have a theory, Joel. I'm going to try real quick.
What'd you say?
I have a theory. So what I'm going to do here, if I can. There we go. Now I'm not dropping. It's the screen share option. That's the problem. It's got to come through video, and it'll be smooth.
Almost looks like a little bit of subtle Mattis right there as well.
Yeah, just a little bit of it. Let's
Or
try
a
to-
pocket
that.
spare sinking
There we
down.
go. It's beautiful. I think it's time you put a sun settler on the page.
I agree.
All right. Any other questions? Yeah, only the moderators can prompt stuff. That is their role as moderators. Brittany, thank you for the super chat, $2. I think it's describing the super sticker, perhaps. It's, on our end, it says lemon
I believe
character, lemon character blowing a big red heart. That's what it says on our end. That's funny. Thank you, Brittany. Appreciate your support. What does the temperature outlook for the rest of the month of March look like? So cold. Okay, this week until about the Thursday, mild to warmish. After that, we're gonna dive back down. Probably gonna be 30s, maybe low 40s. We'll be like that for probably most of next week, and then to end the month, the last like 5 or so days, a warm up is likely. So kind of like a roller coaster. Depends on what you like. And I can't help but notice. That is Mammatus, as Joel just said. Can I zoom on this? There we go. That is Mammatus right there. Interesting, to say the least.
Bottom line for those who are wondering about Wednesday for convective weather, your Wednesday to Thursday, anywhere in the lower peninsula has a chance to at least hear some thunder, perhaps see some lightning. But again, in terms of severe, that's going to be confined to southwest Michigan. If needed, if models, for whatever reason, decide that, hey, there's a lot more instability, a lot more shear. I mean, there's already a decent amount of shear out there, but a lot more shear than it's already forecasted. And it could exist into the overnight period, then we will obviously let you guys know in our forecast package coming tomorrow afternoon. Again, in the morning for our Patreon members first, and then obviously for you guys on Facebook there in the afternoon. So stay tuned. If you guys follow us on Facebook, you will see that here in the next about 16 hours. So.
What's better to watch the streams on? I usually do Facebook. Steve, we recommend YouTube. YouTube is by far a much better experience. So if you are watching on Facebook, I highly recommend going to YouTube for it. You can get notifications when we go live. It's usually the best attended stream out of the 4 platforms we stream to. But if you don't want to do YouTube, we do Facebook. We also do X/Twitter and also Twitch. So we give you options, but YouTube is the recommendation.
And I will say I'm finding Twitch to have like the shortest delay still between the 3 platforms. So plus it's very user friendly as well, but not many people use it. So up to you.
Alrighty, Joel. I think we're gonna wrap it up here pretty soon.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go over a couple things here. We always have sponsors to shout out. Today is no different. We have our spotlight sponsor today. It's going to be Lifestyle Exteriors. They're based out of Lansing, as well as the Traverse City areas. They cover the central part of Lower Michigan, exterior needs in residences, roofing, construction, windows, gutters, etc., etc. Lifestyle is your contact. 989-854-3055. Thank you to Lifestyle for sponsoring our YouTube videos and also here at us, Michigan Storm Chasers. We also have other sponsors who help keep operations rolling here. We have StormGuard Roofing and Construction out of the Detroit metro area, Pro Powder out of the South Haven area, Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding out of St. Clair and Sanilac counties. We have McKay Tree Specialist in the Southeast Michigan. We have Lifestyle Exteriors, Kuiper Tree Care based out of the Grand Rapids area, Katz Roofing and Siding based out of Potterville, Gull Lake Tree Pro based out of Kalamazoo. We also have Guardian Technologies. We have not yet put banners in for our new sponsors. We'll be working on that here tonight. Guardian Technologies based out of the Burton area. They're the ones who are putting up these cameras across the state of Michigan for us. We'll have a lot more cameras coming your way. Thank you to Guardian for doing that for us as well. So, sponsors keep us rocking and rolling here, help negate the cost of equipment, platform costs, etc., etc. We could not do our operations without them, as well as you guys at home. Go ahead.
The other two sponsors are Henkel's Tree Service and On Top Roofing as well.
Thank you, Joel. We'll get those loaded into OBS here tonight, so we won't have that problem going forward. But we have a lot of new sponsors coming in. Appreciate every single one of them for the work they do and also their support. And with that being said, we'll catch you guys tomorrow evening. We'll do a briefing for this potential severe threat on Wednesday evening, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. In the meantime, Joel and I are going to pop out. We'll catch you guys later. Anything else you want to say, Joel, before we do?
Nope. If you haven't already, hit the like button, and we will see you next time for another weather update here at Michigan Storm Chasers.
All right. You guys take it easy. Catch you guys tomorrow.
See you, everyone.